Welcome back everyone, Mike here. It's another beautiful evening here in Pennsylvania. Now last night wasn't so nice. Right about dark we had a real strong line of storms come through. Real heavy winds, heavy rain, thunder, lightning. It was pretty nasty there for a little bit. Now I haven't been out in the woods yet to see if any more trees are down or anything like that. There probably is. Every time the wind blows, seems like there's another mess out there to clean up. But maybe tomorrow evening I'll go for a ride in a Ranger and check that out. But anyway, this evening it's actually pretty nice. Now it's already about 7:15. I just came down here to the wood pile. I'm going to stack a little bit of firewood, and that got me thinking, Woodstack 2019. I haven't even mentioned that yet. So later on in this video, we're going to kind of go over some of the rules. We're tweaking things just a little bit, you know, to make things a little bit easier and simpler for me and for you. We'll just have 2 different categories this year instead of 3, but we'll go over all that in a minute. Now, the videos that we publish on YouTube, usually you're seeing stuff that we did the day before, at most 2 days prior to that. I don't like hold on to videos. Sometimes I shoot videos, and if I get ahead of myself, I won't even publish them or things like that. I like to kind of keep things in order and in the same time frame that like we're working, if that makes sense. You know, like pretty soon we're gonna be cutting grass. You know, I don't want to be publishing a video from 2 months ago plowing snow. I don't do that. That doesn't make any sense to me. So I like to keep things kind of just rolling along and showing you what I do when I do it. However, last week I kind of got ahead of the game a little bit, and I have some pretty good footage from down at the pond on this one cherry tree that I had that was stretched all the way across the pond. That big oak had fallen down, knocked a whole bunch of trees with it. But anyway, there's this cherry tree, and it's completely suspended across the pond. And man, I got my saw stuck. I hardly ever do that, but I totally judged it wrong. What I did, you know, if the tree's across the pond like this here, totally suspended, nothing holding it up, so you got it's connected on the stump on this side. What I did, I made a little notch in the top of it, because what I'm thinking was that tree was going to go like this. So I made that little notch on top. I start coming up from the bottom, and that whole tree just kind of dropped down, but the stump didn't move, and it pinched my bar pretty good. I got it out with wedges. But anyway, what I'm going to do now, well, you're watching some footage from the other day down there. I'm going to stack a little bit more firewood here, and then we will go over the new rules for Woodstack 2019. Not the complete rules, but I just want to give you kind of a heads up on what to expect, and so you can kind of prepare for it. I'm sure you can see that tree there. It's bridged across the pond. That is a cherry tree. That's the last one I have to get out. I had to move everything off to the right side here just to be able to get the hoe close enough that I'll be able to hook onto it. But kind of got to pull it between a few trees. It's not going to be real easy, but it'll work out. I'm not going to get too greedy here by trying to get too close to the stump. There's a lot of dirt, and plus I want to be able to get underneath this thing a little bit with the saw, because it's just bridged across that pond. I'll hook my chain on now, just so I don't have to dig underneath of it. Boy, I read that tree wrong. If you look at it, it is suspended off the ground the whole way across the pond till it touches the bank on the other side. Nothing holding it underneath there. So what I did, I just cut like a little wedge in the top of it, and I was thinking, you know, come up from the bottom and it would just want to sit down and close that gap up on top. But it's trying to close on the bottom. So now I'm just going to knock that wedge out of it I have in there, come down through the top. It should fall straight down. Something else you can see, the reason I'm cutting it from that other side, it's wedged up against that tree right there. and that'll keep it from kicking my way. You never know what these things are going to do. Obviously, or I wouldn't have got my saw stuck. It's almost through it. That's a very tall cherry tree. The top of it's still in the pond. I'm going to cut a few sections off of it now, hook the chain back on it, pull the rest of it up. All right, you're all brought up to speed. I got all the trees out of the pond. All I have left to do down there is skid that real big log up here, and I'll start carrying some firewood poles up here when it dries up. I may even cut some up down there, who knows, but I'll get it up here, get it split, get it stacked, or get it into firewood baskets. We got a lot of firewood. I got that big pile down there, huge pile over at the neighbors. I already have a whole bunch up here in the yard, cut, split, stacked, or in baskets. Pretty good year for firewood. But anyway, back to Woodstack. First, let's go over what we did for Woodstack 2018, and then I will tell you what the changes are for 2019. And later on, I'll have all the official rules. Right now, I'm just trying to let you know what to expect so you can kind of start preparing for it. In Woodstack 2018, we had 3 different categories. We had the perfect stack of firewood, we had the most creative stack of firewood, and we had the get her done group. 3 categories. And it worked out really well. We had hundreds of submissions. People voted on our Facebook page for the finalists, and then they voted on in the comments here. But it was a ton of work for us. It really was. So we're going to have a different way to submit pictures and an easier way to vote. It'll be much easier for everyone. But the big thing is we're only going to have 2 different categories. Both will be for the best stack of firewood or perfect stack, whatever you want to call it. But one category will be like self-supporting stack of firewood, like this stack here behind me. It's not in a shed, I don't have posts up, anything holding it in place. That'll be one category, and the other category will be for everyone that has a wood shed and has all their wood stacked neatly in there. So just 2 categories. Now, there'll probably be at least a first and second prize for each category, maybe even top 3, maybe even a little bit more, I don't know yet. I'll donate something again like I did last year. But if there's any companies out there that want to be involved that donate prizes for Woodstack 2019, shoot me an email at outdoorswiththemorgans@gmail.com. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Instead of 3 categories, we're down to 2, self-supporting, and if you're stacking a woodshed. And later on, I'll have all the official rules. But yeah, hopefully we get some really nice prizes like we did last year. I'm very appreciative of those companies. Worked out really well, and we had a lot of fun. Some people couldn't care less, and usually it's the people that can't stack firewood that don't care. But I'm okay with that. I like a nice stack of firewood. What's wrong with that? But anyway, coming up here on the channel, we're going to be cutting grass soon. I'm telling you, things are getting green. It was really cold today, like in the 30s or something like that this morning. Warming up a little bit now. Later in this week, supposed to be in the 70s. The leaves are starting to pop a little bit. The grass is growing. We're going to get really busy real soon. We're really looking forward to summer. And as soon as it dries up a little bit, I already have the auger on the RK37 to start the little tire blind project, and I'll always be cutting firewood. So those are some of the things you can expect over the next week or 2. But anyway, I think that's about it. That's the update for Woodstack 2019. You can start preparing for that. And like I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, click subscribe, and share them with your friends. Thanks.